Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Edison International, Valley Strong Credit Union, California Resources Corporation, Bakersfield West Rotary Stroop Family Foundation, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, Kern High School District, and AC Electric Company, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
Today we're at Quailwood Elementary, home of the Cougars, and we're here to... Well, today we're at Quailwood Elementary School. We've got some 6th grade students, and are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, so today we're going to talk about tessellations. So first of all, have any of you ever even heard of the word tessellation?
Yes.
What have you heard about tessellations?
From my dad, but I kind of only heard that from what he said is, I can't really remember, but something about like the scores of a test.
Could be.
Tessellation.
Right? So tessellations are patterns, okay, that repeat themselves. So can you think of anything that you've seen that is a pattern and it repeats itself over and over again?
Our daily routine, like how we just get up.
Okay, so that would be something that you follow a pattern, right? So take a look at the floor back there by the door. You see that with the squares and triangles and rectangles and stuff? You see how that pattern continues to replicate itself?
Yeah.
That would be kind of like a tessellation. Okay? It's a pattern and it repeats itself over and over again. All right? A checkerboard, right? Doesn't it have a pattern where you've got the two different colors and it stays in that same pattern all the time? If you look at things in nature, sometimes like flowers, right? There's a pattern to them, okay? Seashells sometimes, right? So there's a lot of things that are in patterns in nature and just the way people make things, right? If you have a tiled floor or some sort of a wallpaper sometimes, you notice a pattern about it, okay? So let's take a look at tessellations, all right? So a regular polygon is constructed from regular polygons, all right? That type of a tessellation. Equal sides and equal angles, you're gonna have a regular polygon, all right? So take a look here. So will this be able to tessellate? No, because see how that part's not gonna fit in there?
It's a triangle.
Right, and you need a wider space for that to fit in, right? Okay, so you could study patterns and make tessellations and study them and be a famous mathematician, all right? Just like Kepler was, all right? So here you've got regular tessellations, right? You've got triangles. You see how they all fit and you can make a pattern, right? Squares is pretty simple, right? And then hexagons. You see how they all fit together and they'll continuously fit like that for as long as you want to keep going, all right? So that's using regular polygons, okay? This, once again, is not, because do you see the space in the middle?
Yeah, the diamond needs a rhombus.
Right, it does. Okay. Now you could use two shapes
Triangle and a triangle.
to make a tessellation, right? Because if you had a rhombus and you put it in there, then you could put another one here and another one here. And what are these shapes?
Those hexagons.
No, octagons.
Yeah.
Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is it?
Octagon.
Octagon. Looks like a hexagon really quick, right? But it's an octagon. So you could use an octagon and a rhombus and continue a pattern. But you couldn't just use octagons. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look. So there are different things that you can do to your shape. All right. You have a translation, which is when you just slide it over. A reflection is like when you look in the mirror. Right? You guys know what reflection is, right? You look in the mirror all the time, make sure your hair's all done nice. I get to skip that part because I got it done. So anyway, and then a rotation where you turn it on one of the vertexes, one of the axes. All right? So let's take a look at this. So here's a translation aside. So what they did is they had a square, they drew this and then cut it out, and then take that and you slide it over to the other end of the square. You guys see how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a translation. Next, we have a reflection. So the piece is cut out, okay? And then what you're doing is you're flipping it so that you're looking at it as a reflection, right? When you look at it in the mirror, this obviously is your left eye, okay? And when you're looking at it, right?
It shows you right.
But you guys understand the difference, right? It's not going to look the same.
Yeah.
You're looking at a reflection of it, okay?
Like somebody switching around.
And the last one is a rotation, where what they did is they cut it out, and then what they did is they turned it and put it down on the bottom on the vertex. So the corner is the vertex, okay? So these are some basic vocabulary terms and the ways that you can work with tessellations. You guys kind of got the idea?
Yep.
All right, because what we're going to do next time is we're going to work with tessellations and start making some. Sound good? All right, we'll do that next with the 6th grade students at Quailwood Elementary. All right, once again, we're at Quailwood Elementary, and we have some 6th grade students talking about tessellations. We looked at some of the basic vocabulary about them and what kind of basically what they are. So what you can do is you can take a shape, all right, trace it, Now I've got that, okay? All you do is take your shape,
And try
Right.
to make a
turn it, right? This will fit just like that,
Yeah.
right? So then I take this, right?
around again.
I trace it again. And can you see the pattern that I've got going? All right, so then I can put it down here again, right? And I can keep going on the page like that and fill up as much as I want. Once you're through, then what you want to do is you want to think about the different colors that you could use to decorate it to make it look even better, right? So when you look at a checkerboard, you have red and black spaces all over, right?
Sometimes black and white.
Sometimes black and white. You think of colors that go together well. If you think of, do you guys know any sports teams and the colors that are associated with them?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Yellow and purple.
Right. Those two colors complement each other. They go together well, right? You wouldn't necessarily want purple and blue together, okay?
The Raiders, their football team, and their black and gray.
Right. So those two colors work together well.
The Rams.
And they're blue and yellow, right?
Yeah.
So those kinds of, so if you think about a color wheel, did you have another team in mind?
Yeah, the 49ers, they're golden and red.
There you go. So you see, teams use those colors because they work well together. So when you get through making a tessellation, you want to think about two colors that go well together. Sometimes people call them hot colors and cool colors, or warm and cool. They're at opposite ends of a color wheel. That's why they go well together, okay? Just like green and red, okay? Things like that. So you each have a pencil, and on here, this is a template. And you can see the one that I did is right there, right? And there are a lot of different shapes on here. All of these will tessellate, where if you trace one and then move it on your paper, right, and trace it again, you can start making a tessellation. Make sense? So all you have to do is select one of the shapes you'd like,
I know which one I'm doing.
and you can go ahead and start making a tessellation. And you might, after a while, you might learn, hey, you know what, there are two of these shapes that work together. Because remember when we had the octagon?
And
And you needed a rhombus to fit in between it. So you can make something even a little bit more complicated instead of just using one shape. But for now, just pick one out, trace it, and then move the template around, and then have it go right next to it so that it fits in it. And you can go side to side. Yeah, turn it however you like. and then see if you can make that shape tessellate.
Is it okay if I use a square?
Yeah, that's fine. So you can have where you put the square in between those parts? Right. And what you can do is you can have like one of these go inside of that. So you have like a backward
that's what I was
C.
gonna do.
So you can do that.
I'm gonna just add to
Then what you can do is you can also think about the colors that you're going to use when you complete one of these. And think about warm and cool colors so that they complement each other well. You guys got the idea of tessellations? Mm-hmm. All right, there you go. We'll let the kids continue working, the 6th graders at Quailwood Elementary School. All right, once again, we're with the 6th grade students at Quailwood Elementary. We've been talking a little bit about tessellations, patterns, and how mathematics and art can tie in together, and you can make nice artwork out of that, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're going to look at some patterns and putting things in order. So you all have, I believe it is 7 names, correct? Mm-hmm. So make sure you have 7 different names. All right? So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put those 7 names in order. What order are you putting them in?
ABC order.
You're putting them in alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Excellent. Put them in alphabetical order.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, that's J, and then J, K. This one, yeah. J, and then K, and then Kevin. Yeah.
You got it? Yeah. Well, this is like a bonus, right? Because we're here to do math, and now you guys are putting stuff in ABC order. So, by all means, if that's the way you want to do that. All right. So, now we'll get down to what I need you to do. So, here you have 6 clues. All right? So, with your partner, look at the 6 clues, and I want you to put these students in the correct order that they need to be in. All right? So, read one of the clues. Read the first clue. Yeah, see, so Jose was disappointed he's going to be next to John. So are they going to be next to each other? Right, so Jose and John, the way you've got those right there, that's not going to work, right? So the ABC order thing isn't going to work, right? So with your partner, put them in order and let's see if you guys can figure out the correct order.
John and Lauren are standing on the end.
Does anybody think they have them yet?
Oh, I got it. I got it. Otis, no.
Any group finished? What about you girls? Are you ready? Yeah. You think so? All right, let's take a look at the first one. Read the first one out loud.
Keisha is almost the tallest. Otis is almost the shortest.
Okay, so let's take a look first. Keisha is almost the tallest. So here, this says Keisha is the tallest. So can she be there? No. So maybe just rearrange those two, right? So now Keisha's almost the tallest, right? Otis is almost the smallest, shortest, right? So Otis is down there. Jose is not next to John. And they're not, are they? So that satisfies it. Read the next one if you would.
Kevin has 3 kids on each side of him in the picture. We're standing next to him.
Okay, so Kevin is in the middle. So Kevin has 3 on each side. So take a look at where Kevin is. He has 2 and 4. So what do you need to do with Kevin? Maybe try that and see if it works. So right now, these 2 still work, don't they? All right. So let's take a look at the next one.
John and Gwen are standing on the ends. Jose and Angela are not next to each other.
Okay, so John and Luann are on the ends. You have that. All right. Jose and Angela are not next to each other. They're not, are they? All right. You're 3 out of 3. All right. So keep going. We're going to check right here first and see.
Otis is the only boy.
Sitting between 2 girls.
So Otis is between 2 girls.
Luann and Jose. So.
Well, it's not between 2 girls, is it?
No, it's a girl and a boy.
All right. So we're going to need to fix that. So keep working on that. You guys think you've got it? Now we just saw the one that they were working on. Otis is between 2 girls. Do you have Otis between 2 girls?
No. John? No.
You have Otis between 2 girls?
Angela?
All right, let's take a look. All right, so let's go through them. Keisha is almost the tallest.
So she can be next.
Otis is almost the smallest. That's fine. Jose and John are not next to each other. Kevin is in the middle.
3.
Perfect. John and Luann are on the ends. Perfect. Jose and Angela are not next to each other. Perfect. Otis is between 2 girls.
Otis.
Angela did not stand next to her best friend.
Angela. Jose. No.
Okay. The students are from tallest to shortest. There are 7. Angela and Luann are best friends. Are Angela and Luann standing next to each other?
No.
So there you go. We've got it complete. The 6th grade students at Quailwood Elementary. Once again, we're at Quailwood Elementary, and we have 6th grade students, and we're going to work on some more number patterns. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So there's yours, and yours, and yours. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the pattern and see if you can use all 6 clues to figure out the correct order. All right? So let's go ahead, read your first clue. So those of you that have pattern of piles, right?
The second pile has 1/5 as many of the 5th pile.
Okay, so you're going to have piles of blocks, let's say, right? So you're going to have different piles next to each other. And you need to figure out how many piles there are and how many is in every pile, okay? Read one of your clues.
The 6th number is the 3rd number times 4, and it is the 1st number times 8.
That sounds like fun, huh? All right, so those of you that have what's the pattern, you're going to have to look for a pattern, and they're all going to be numbers, not piles of things. But yours are going to be numbers of things in that pile. You guys get the idea?
Yeah.
So remember, take a look at all the clues and start working out what you think the sequence might be. All right? Go.
It's so hard that I can't find it.
You need some more paper?
Yeah.
Use that one right there. Right, try that, right? Because as long as it's working, keep going with it. So, do we have the 5th number yet? Okay, so the 5th number is the 3rd number plus the 4th. So what's the 3rd plus the 4th?
5.
5. So we know the next number is 5. All right. So we've done that one, right? So now we need the 6th number. Where does it talk about the 6th number?
Right. The 6th number is the 3rd number times 4.
Okay, so what's the 3rd number
2.
times 4?
8.
Whoa, hold on, sister. And it is the 1st number times 8. So is 2 times 4 8, and is 1 times 8 8?
Yes.
Then we know what that is.
8. When you add the first 6 numbers together, the sum is 20.
So when you add all of those up, do you get 20? Make sure of it.
8 adds 20.
I got 24. I mean 20.
You got 20, right? Okay, so what do they want to know now? What's the last thing?
7.
They want to know.
What the 7th number is, right?
Yeah.
So here, if we take 1 plus 1, what do we get?
2,
If we take 1 plus 2, what do we get?
3,
If we take 2 plus 3, we get.
5,
If we take 3 plus 5, we get.
8.
So in order for this, we need to go 5 plus 8. There you go. You guys solved it. Nicely done. The 6th grade students at Quailwood Elementary.
Today we're at Quailwood Elementary, home of the Cougars, and we're here to...
You have to make noise.
Okay,